What if one battle had ended differently? What if the world as we know it simply didn't exist? Imagine a world without the United Nations, without the Cold War as we understand it, and with Europe completely reshaped. Millions of lives would be forever altered. This scenario is one of history's biggest what-ifs. Interestingly, even if Nazi Germany had emerged victorious in the war, it doesn't necessarily mean it would have maintained control over the world indefinitely. Today, we will explore one of history's most intriguing alternate scenarios, not to glorify it, but to understand how a single conflict could have transformed everything. Let's delve into this captivating topic. Before considering the aftermath of the war, we must first address a crucial question. Was victory even possible for Germany? Many historians argue that Germany's best chance for success came early in the conflict. For instance, if Britain had accepted peace in 1940, if the invasion of the Soviet Union had succeeded, or if the United States had delayed its entry into the war, the course of history might have been very different. However, Germany faced significant challenges. Its industrial capacity could not compete with the combined production of the United States and the Soviet Union. Additionally, persistent fuel shortages severely limited military operations. Fighting multiple major powers simultaneously stretched Germany's resources to their breaking point. Nevertheless, let us imagine that Germany somehow overcame these obstacles. The subsequent events would be even more astonishing. Victory wouldn't just mean new borders. It would mean a completely different Europe. Germany planned to dominate much of the continent politically, economically, and militarily. Many occupied countries would likely have remained under authoritarian control for years. Infrastructure, industries, and transportation networks would have been reorganized to serve the German war economy. Millions of people across Europe would have faced even greater restrictions on daily life. But Europe wasn't the only place that would change. The global balance of power might never recover. Without an Allied victory, there may never have been the same United Nations that emerged after 1945. The Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union might never happen in the form we know today. Instead, the world could have been divided into competing authoritarian empires, creating a very different international system. Technology, diplomacy, and military alliances would likely follow completely different paths. And then there's something almost everyone forgets: the race for scientific breakthroughs. World War II accelerated enormous technological developments: radar, jet aircraft, computers, rocket technology, even space exploration decades later. A different outcome could have dramatically changed who led these fields and when they advanced. Some technologies might arrive earlier, others much later. The world you live in today could look surprisingly unfamiliar. But perhaps the biggest difference wasn't technology. It was everyday life. Imagine growing up in a completely different political system. Different schools, different media, different laws, different freedoms. Entire generations would have experienced history through a completely different lens. The decisions of governments shape everyday life in ways people often don't notice until they disappear. Fortunately, history didn't follow this path. And that's worth remembering. Counterfactual history isn't about rewriting the past. It's about understanding how fragile history really is. One decision, one battle, one political choice can alter the future of millions. World War II reminds us that history is never inevitable. The world we know today exists because countless events unfolded exactly as they did. And perhaps the biggest lesson isn't asking what would have happened if Germany had won. It's understanding why the choices made during those years still matter today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history's biggest what if, subscribe for more fascinating stories that changed the world.